Oh, hi there! Welcome to a little special video that I've been wanting to do for a while now. I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite indie games of all time. Now, of course, these are just games that I've personally played because I've not played every single indie game known to man. Not going to include AAA titles, although some of these maybe started as indie games and got a little bigger, but I don't think any of them are technically AAA. Also, if you hear the cats in the background, you know, they always get excited whenever I start filming this stuff, so here we go. Before I get to my top 10 overall, I'm going to do some honorable mentions. These are ones that were just not quite good enough to make the list, but I still feel like, you know, flash their picture, you guys should check out the games because they're awesome. Void Bastards. We also have Rogue Legacy, Vampire Survivors, Nuclear Throne, The Forest, Phantom Abyss, Spelunky, Mango, Valheim, Little Nightmares, The Last Tinker, City of Colors, no one's even gonna know what that one is, Soda Drinker Pro, the Poop Killer franchise, also great, Broken Reality, Tinykin, Limbo, Wizorb, Beauty Copter, which is one of my favorite indie devs, just very, very unique games. Infinite Pizza, Neon Abyss, which is just so underrated. Slasher's Keep, also great. Juice World, so good, so good, so good. Mr. Maze is such a fun time. Kill It With Fire, Golf With Your Friends, Phasmophobia, which obviously has grown much bigger from its original roots, and Hypnagogia, Boundless Dreams. Probably totally said that wrong. But those are just my little suggestions, a little honorary mentions. Check them out. There's so many too. I wrote down like 30, and I just kind of pulled out the ones that I thought were the best. But here we go. Top 10 favorite indie games of all time. Hey, follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Wreckless Eating if you do want to watch me play a lot of these games live. Number 10, Death State. I think this game is so cool. I found this one, like a lot of games on this list actually, through Northern Line, one of my favorite streamers and content creators. Death State, you don't actually control who you're shooting, you just move around and your character shoots whoever's closest to you. The game's really, really underrated. I wish the dev would have made more, but I still install this one and go back to it every once in a while. Number 9. The Coin Game. This is a big time favorite on our streams over on Twitch. This is one that it's basically made by one person. It's a giant open world, and you can essentially go do like Chuck E. Cheese's. Like you can go and you can mini golf. You can do, there's just like 50 or 60 different machines that you can gamble on. So it kind of reminds me of childhood, going to places like that. And it's just an open world, like you can do all kinds of stuff. You can mow lawns, you can have a house, you can fill it with stuff. Again, it's made by one guy, so it's not really updated all that often, but when he does update, it's pretty cool. Like the last thing that they did was a new mall area, and it's fun. Check it out. This is number 8, one that I originally looked at and I was like, what is this? This art style is terrible. Like, why would I like this? And then I tried it. Loop Hero. I love Loop Hero. It is just one of those games where it's so simplistic, but it's one of the most addicting games possible. It takes one of my real loves, which is tower defense games, and then combines it with kind of a retro aesthetic. It's so good. Loop Hero's great. I think it's on Xbox Game Pass, but either way, go check it out. Number 7. My favorite zombie game of all time, Project Zomboid. And this especially holds a special place in my heart because we tried this when it came out. It's like a decade ago, like whatever it is, it's a long time. This is an old game. But you can pretty much mod this thing into oblivion. You can, you know, add 4 locos into it if you want. Like the modding community is so active, and the people who update the game are still updating the game on a regular basis. I think they're still working on getting actual NPCs into the world with you. As of right now, it's just human players, but this game is so good, and it's hard as hell, and you can just be a scavenger if you want. You can build up bases. You know, you can just do all kinds of stuff, and again, the modding community is so good. Definitely check it out. Number 6. This is a game that I hated the first time we played it, and then when we played it again, it became one of my favorites of all time. Viscera Cleanup Detail. This is so good. It's so great. I think Power Wash Simulator, which hint, we're going to see that again in a second. It's similar to that in that it kind of introduces you to this idea of what would be a mundane job in your day-to-day life when you play it on a video game. Like, it's awesome. And so Power Wash Simulator kind of opened me up to that, and then went back and tried Viscera Cleanup Detail, and like, I love this game. It's basically the idea of like, if you were the janitor, the cleanup guy that came in after a big sci-fi mess happened, like an Aliens movie or a Predator movie, you know, something like that. One of them, the maps is like a Jurassic Park style thing, and you're cleaning up all of the messes, you know, that you're finding out there. It's classic. It does a little clunky, but it runs pretty good considering, and a plethora of custom maps made by fans. So again, once you're done with the main game, which there's tons of content for, there's a really cool Halloween and Christmas pack as well. You can get just so much stuff that you can end up doing. Number 5, Gunfire Reborn. Oh, one of the best roguelite indie shooters ever. It's so good, and it feels simple because you're just doing, you know, it's got that roguelite problem where it feels like you're just doing the same thing over and over again as you slightly get more unlocks or you get a little more powerful. But Gunfire Reborn, the controls are so nice, and it has up to 4-player co-op, so if you can play with your friends, it's even better, and it scales depending on how many friends you have. This game is so great. The weapons are super unique. You know, there's so many different ways to play it in terms of this style of weapons. You know, you got your melee, you got your shooters, you got your guns, and just everything. And then there's variations on different powers. I mean, there's just like 100+ hours of content on this game, even though it looks like it isn't. And they're still updating it to this day. Number 4, Power Wash Simulator, which of course we mentioned got me into Viscera Cleanup Detail again. Power Wash Simulator is the most relaxing game of all time. It's one of those games where you can just sit back, have a couple drinks, you can, you know, take a nice little puff on the old marijuana and just power wash a building, clean it. You know, like one of my favorite levels in the game is a skate park. There's just a skate park. Just clean up the whole thing. It is surprisingly fun. The campaign is very humorous, but also just there's tons of content. Another Xbox Game Pass thing as well. So you're gonna get a lot of value out of that. Definitely check out Power Wash Simulator. Number 3, I fibbed just a little bit. So this is the only time on the list where I basically combined 3 games into one, and that's because it's more the developer that I really like as a whole. And it's Cosmo D. I hope I'm saying that right. Just one of the most unique art styles of all time. I found his original game, which is free on Steam, called Off Peak. It's not really so much a game as it is a walking simulator, although there are game aspects to it, but it just reeks of style. I mean, I've never really seen anybody do it quite like him. Absolutely love just looking at weird art, you know, interacting with really quirky characters. It's one of those games where you kind of have to see it to do it. Yeah, I combined Off Peak, and then his next game was the Northwood Suite and Tales from Off Peak City Volume 1. My favorite of those, though, is definitely Norwood Suite, and I'm really looking forward to his next game. So, and I will link all these down below, by the way. So we'll have links to everything if you do want to try to find them. Number 2. This is probably going to be the one where people are like, wait, what? Never heard of that game before. Personal favorite of mine, Maize, as in corn, as in M-A-I-Z-E. And this one was from Finish Line Games. They did like 1 other game or 2 other games and they kind of vanished. Love, love, love Maize. It has one of the most unique atmospheres, especially the first area. You know, once you get to the second area, it's still really good. And it definitely gives me almost like a Lost vibe, the TV show Lost, a little bit. Without spoiling too much about it, let's just say that I thought it was a horror game going into it when it first came out, and then I quickly realized it is not. But it's a walking simulator through and through. It's my favorite walking simulator, hands down. But it's just weird, you know? And like, all I can say is if you want to interact with a bunch of human-like corn characters and a small teddy bear with a Russian accent who insults you all the time, this one's for you. Definitely check it out. And number 1, come on. It's so obvious. It's my favorite game of all time and my favorite indie game of all time. The Binding of Isaac. It's a crime that I have not gotten a Binding of Isaac tattoo yet. I have so many video game tattoos. Got my Body Harvest tattoo here. Got my Battle Tanks tattoo. On this side we got our Elder Scrolls dragon and shit. But like, I need to get a Binding of Isaac tattoo. I love this game. It's the best roguelite of all time. It's really hard to explain exactly what it is, but you're a small baby whose mom's trying to murder you, who shoots tears at demons that are trying to kill you. That's pretty much the game. But yeah, either way, I love that game. I have like 3,000 plus hours on it. It's my go-to. It's like if I want to turn my brain off, I'll just do a couple Isaac runs, and yeah, there you go. Hey, in the comments down below, give me your top 10 indie game list, or just give me your favorite indie games. If there's something you've been playing lately, like mine, as of filming this right now, I have been playing Hades, which is interesting because I tried a sponsored 12-hour stream for that, and I thought it was okay. Like, I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. And then I went back and started playing that on my own time, not on stream, and it's awesome. It is so good. It is a great roguelike. Kind of reminds me of Dead Cells, which is another great indie game. But hey, either way, thank you guys for watching. If you want more content like this, let me know in the comments down below. Follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/recklesseating. Also, give us a backing on Patreon if you do want access to the videos that were too hot for YouTube that all got removed. Newer challenges over there as well. Link down below. $2 a month will get you access. So thanks, guys. Love you, love you. How many times can I throw up my hands? Let's just do this now. Now I'm becoming Ryback, which, by the way, is a giant piece of shit in real life. Alright, thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Dynamite?
Once I lost it, there should be some in there.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, he's... Oh! 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 Oh, I'm dead! Wait, you can die?
Alright, so don't burn the,
What?